Oh, let's go, everyone. Time to go over some big info, some big genital info. Let's make it pink. Alright, I'm just messing with you. In all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your pal Flix, and today we're going through everything we know about genital customization, nudity in the game, and the three-letter word that starts with S, legit stores for this type of stuff in Cyberpunk 2077, and even more. But before I even go any further, for anyone that wants to avoid this stuff in the game, it is confirmed, 100% confirmed by the developers themselves, that there's an option to hide nudity in the game. I'll get back to that in a second. First, I gotta say that there's no leak stuff in any of these gameplay info vids, in case you're wondering for the future, or really any critiquing. Just giving you general info here. Gameplay info, good. Now, if you enjoy this video at any point, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily top quality content, just like the one you're watching right now. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you. This genital customization thing has become such a big meme that you guys even got me chuckling a bit over it, honestly. It went into overdrive after Night City Wire 5 and we saw Judy. So some people didn't actually realize it, but that's not Judy's shoulder, by the way. That's her chest. I missed it first time. I thought it was just her shoulder, but oh boy, was I wrong. You can actually see the shoulder a bit further back. She's just got a massive pair, it seems, which you wouldn't be able to tell looking at her, to be honest with you. I mean, we can have a little bit of fun here because, you know, the majority that are going to play this game are like teens after all. But this sexuality, sexualization, over-sexualization, it's actually a main theme in Cyberpunk 2077. It goes hand in hand with the corporations controlling everything. Actually, it's why it's so overdone in Cyberpunk. There's actually a reason for it. Unlike a game like Saints Row, where it was overdone just to be funny for the comedic relief of it. This is actually an important thing in Cyberpunk 2077. But we have to get the jokes out of the way before we actually start, talk about serious things. You can have the hair down there in the genitals in the shape of a heart. What, are you gonna play poker with it? Honestly, whoever keeps a straight face while talking about this stuff, you should be worried. My dude Powell was even cracking up as well talking about it. Alright, don't get me on about it. Let's move a bit into the whole choosing your character's genitals. It's more or less broken into three different parts, you can think of it. Your character's voice, which I guess could be the single most important one, depending on what you consider important. All of them can be important. Which from the voices, you can pick a male voice or a female voice. Those are the only two options. If you pick a male voice, if you pick a male character's voice in the world, people will refer to your character as him, he, etc. And if you pick a female voice, they'll say she, her, and etc. So that's kind of the, I guess, pronoun that people call you by. There also is the body type as well. Like right before you even get into character customization, you're shown two different distinct things: a guy and a girl character model, and you pick between those two. That's like the first choice you make. So you can choose a guy's body or a girl's body, which comes included with unique premium chest benefits. But yeah, I feel like unique premiums can become my meme when I talk about this sort of stuff. But yeah, there are two very different body types because that's just how it is in real life. A guy's body type is different than a girl's body type. It's kind of basic anatomy, basic biology. Then you got your genital customization. Personally, it took me a while for me to find legit anything, and I mean anything about chest customization. It wasn't really the most important thing on people's minds, it seems. But yeah, it seems like it 100% is a thing, which we have to go through now. But first, before we do that, the big one, we need we need to stop saying big. We had the big genital info. You can't have a large 50 rocket ship down there, okay? Okay, the memes were funny at first, but no, you're not having a giant rocket ship down there, okay? Calm yourself. There's only 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, based on what the press that played the game have said themselves. Their words were actually, and I quote, ranging from small to large. I just added a medium because it sounded better, I guess. Hey, I'm the one saying this stuff, so the female option only has like one choice there, so not much of a choice down there for the females, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's really all that is for to it. So you can also, so you pretty much, you get to choose the male body part or the female body part, or you can choose nothing down there, absolutely nothing. That is a confirmed feature that the press have said nope, you don't have to choose anything. It could be literally nothing down there. There is a bit of argument going on about having both sets of parts, based just straight up on what the info that we're given, that we've seen, that's been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed or denied that you can have both parts in, but it's more leaning towards denied, because everything we hear about genital customization, we hear you can have this or that or none. We've never heard that you can have this, that, none, or both. Both have just, that word has never been said by the developers or the previewers, aka the press. As to my knowledge, I might have missed something. If I missed something, link me the article. I'm not gonna take your word for it unless you link me some proof, an article, not a video. Some random person could say something, and who knows, maybe it just slipped out of their mouths. But this is because a lot of stuff just slip out of people's mouths by accident when they make a video. But this idea of both is largely spread by actual random people assuming things about the game. You know what they say when you assume things? You make a... No, I'm not going to say it. You're better off sticking to facts rather than assuming things, just because it'll get you overhyped. And this game's already hyped to the stratosphere and back. It's legit got GTA 5 levels of hype, except GTA, here's the thing, GTA was an established franchise. It had over 5 games made of it, right? But Cyberpunk is a new franchise. Some people don't actually know what they're getting into with Cyberpunk just yet. So I think, just tune things down, go off what is confirmed rather than assumptions that we make. And it's also overly hyped because they copied Rockstar's marketing. Rockstar really mastered their marketing technique. Now, when we actually get to hair in that downwards genital region of the body is where things get Red Dead Redemption 2 creepy levels of detail, where the horses had, swinging things. I kid you not that was actually a thing in Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, I'm dodging words like a champ over here. Why did I even do this to myself, honestly? So, there's options to change the color of stuff down there, as in the color of the hair down there, not the actual body part. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure you can't change the color of the stuff that the body parts down there. But like I said, if we go only straight off confirmed things, that has not been addressed. So yeah, for the hair, you're gonna have the full RGB color gradient that I went through in my last things you might have missed video. Because if you do a color gradient for one thing, you'll do a color gradient for everything. It's hard making a color gradient the first time for the hair, but then you can just copy that for everything else you do. That's kind of how developing works. If you make something once, you can just keep reusing it. Fallout 76 and their Skyrim dragon animations. I mean, what? So if you want pink hair there, go right ahead, my dude. Go right ahead. It actually fits into the kitsch style of neon everything, the fabulous neon style. So you can just go right ahead, dude. You can also choose the length of the hair there and some really odd customization options, like having it being heart-shaped or lightning bolt-shaped or square, a circle of hair. That's, you know what? People are into what they're into, and they want to customize what they want to customize. I can see some really funny creations coming about by that, though, just because if this is how in-depth just that one part is, I wonder, I just kind of scratched my teeth, or I don't know what it's called, when you I just grinded my teeth by accident, so ouch. Now I want you to remember that I might be the one that had to research this stuff and actually go through and watch interviews and all of that stuff, but real life people had to make this stuff. They had to model it, they had to make it look realistic, they probably had to animate it as well. So I'm just saying here, okay, don't get on me for this. Now, as I was saying, you could actually customize the chest size, aka we know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when I say chest, okay? And the rear end, the backside, the giant. I don't know why I didn't joke for that, actually. Unfortunately, they didn't really get too specific into this, but other than blatant customizing sizes, who knows what type of crazy things they're going to do. They probably added in some things that are absolutely crazy. I mean, who was expecting heart-shaped hair? If you told me you could change how the hair is in shapes and how it's positioned, I'd be like, you're crazy. But they've definitely put in a lot of effort into this character customization, like a lot more than even what we know, because everything we've seen has been largely the face, which, you know what, who knows how far they're going into the chest and rear end. Honestly, that's quite a feat of detail. I gotta give them props for that, like 110% congratulations, Cyberpunk. You've definitely shown that you're putting a lot of effort in your game. Even we'll see how it turns out, but there definitely was effort. I need to 100% put timestamps though, but yeah, this is about it for straight up genital customization options. We'll get back into cyberware. I don't think I forgot about cyberware. Yeah, but about completely turning off nudity for one reason or another. Everyone's got their reasons. Imagine being like, yeah, hey babe, yeah, what's up? On FaceTime, be like, hey, what's up, babe? I just have to finish this quest real quick. Then you go to your like nearest tiger, striped hook air. The best way of explaining it is you can't accidentally go into a romance, I guess. You straight up have to put in a ton of effort and do quests and pick right options. Like, it's a commitment, bro. It's actually a commitment, which you can read about. Listen to me explain in yesterday's video. So yeah, it actually also it can't be done like accidentally. You can't accidentally get a hook air either off the streets, okay? That's not how things work. You're not just gonna be like, oh hey, I accidentally pressed the button, man. So don't worry about seeing those animations if you don't want to, I suppose. Then there's just the general nudity you see in the game world, right? We saw that even in the, I can't show you it, but we saw that in when we met Sandra Dorset in the Scavengers mission. That can straight up be turned off. I believe it might blur it or something to that effect. Maybe they'll just use completely different models that have clothes on them. I don't know. There's multiple different ways of actually tackling this. So if you tick that option, it's like, hey, no, I don't want to see this, then you're not going to see it. It's just like the music option, actually. The turn off nudity option is actually largely made for content creators like me, because people want to stream this game. The Cyberpunk team wants people to stream this game as well, because if it starts breaking records, then all of a sudden the game gets even more popular and hyped, and more people will check it out. People that normally wouldn't, people that might not even be interested in RPGs, people that might not be interested in anything. They might just see this one mechanic, they like, yup bro, I gotta get this. Which is another reason they've shortened the story down, by the way. It's designed so that the majority of people, the players, can get some enjoyment and story progression rather quickly. So you actually feel like you're getting something done, rather than The Witcher 3, where you're kind of like, come on, bro, when is this going to end? I mean, I get how some people find the community's obsession with romances and general customization a tad bit weird. But once again, these are key gameplay things. Like, they're actually key gameplay things, not even a joke. This isn't a meme. Which I won't go over romances too much, because legit yesterday's vid was all about that. I kid you not. But the romances are hard to get, give meaningful help to you in the main game, and actually contribute to the plot and comment on key story events, might open up new routes, and the romance options are higher up members of factions. But the general customization, well, one, people are living their desires, I suppose, in the game. I say a lot that it's not supposed to be a real life simulator, but that's kind of what RPGs are. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's kind of like, the RPGs are like the closest thing you'll get to a real life simulator, I guess, because you're kind of envisioning yourself as that character in that world, in that environment, in that set time and place. That's at least how I treat RPGs. Don't get me wrong, I do like maybe one like full-on roleplay playthrough, but most of the time I'm metagaming. That's just how I work. Yeah, it's just how RPGs are kind of made. But as I touched on in the intro, this is like straight up built into the game world. The whole over-sexualization of everything. The posters, come on, just look at the posters, look at the billboard ads, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. It's actually a really strong theme alongside the corporation's rule dominion over everything, because it just fits well if you're looking at the right things. I might make another video actually going into how these two are directly connected and just the theme of it in Cyberpunk 2077. For those people that are still, unsure, like, hey, why is this such a big thing? So just to get them to explain it to them, hopefully, who knows. I also did mention that maybe just maybe there were stories for this type of stuff. Well, sorry, I mean stores for this type of stuff, not stories. It's not my fault. I'm like reading this, and stories and stores look the exact same in my notes. It's not my fault. As I was saying, they did mention that maybe, just maybe, there were stores for this type of stuff. Well, I was kidding. There's an entire section of the map for it, where you can straight up walk down the street and see everything. How amazing. There's also a store you can go into that we saw during the Xbox footage that actually sells stuff for this. Now, I doubt that you can actually buy stuff. It seems like it might relate to a quest where maybe if you go into it, talk to the shopkeeper, he sends you on a wonky quest, and you end up with a unique themed quest reward, you could say, or a collectible. I'm saying collectible because there exists in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, in the lore, a very rare cybernetic upgrade. Well, actually a pair of them called Mr. Stud and Mrs. Midnight. You can guess what they do. They go into a slot where your genitals are, and they increase your productive powers and how long you last. Originally, when I was like pre-planning this vid, because you'd be surprised, I actually pre-planned a lot of vids all the way back in April, because I was like, oh well, we'll see when this game starts. Actually we get near it, then I'll start making vids. But yeah, when talk of Mr. Stud was just kind of rumors, really. It wasn't confirmed, but these rumors got so popular that back in September, the lead quest designer, I believe, not the lead quest designer, that's Paolo Sasco, a quest director. I can't give you the exact quote of what he said, but because YouTube won't be so mad. But yeah, you could actually replace your genitals with cyberware. To sum it up, he kind of said that chest and parts down there, both feminine and masculine, can be swapped out. But they only mentioned Mr. Stud and Mrs. Midnight, which, kind of leads us to believe that those might be the only ones, and would probably be gone through some sort of wonky quest, because Mr. Stud and Mr. Midnight, Mrs. Midnight, are kind of like really popular and rare, so it only makes sense that you'd have to do some sort of wonky quest for them. It just fits so perfectly that I don't know why you wouldn't do it, really. Which is interesting to think about. When talking about romances at the same time, though. It's the cybernetic future of the world. Did you really think that genital customization was only at the character customization screen? Like, come on, it's literally. I forgot the quote. No. It was the one right after. It was a megalopolis of technology where, I really get bummed. I really like having these like one-line quotes that are just amazing. But
one of the world's last great megalopolises, a hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
I actually don't remember it. The first thing that the founders of the new technological world came up with was, how do I get a metal dong so I can last longer? I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry. I've tried to hold in my laughter for parts of this. But just imagine them making tech, like higher end tech. He's like, yo, bro, listen. Well, how do I last longer, alright? I need to know this. Seriously, let's make this. In all seriousness, I believe that the only way you can change anything about customization after, I'll make a follow-up video about customization, but the only way you change anything about customization is to actually get cyberware, because the previewers that played 16 hours said that they didn't see any opportunity or any place to change their appearance, at least in the first 16 hours they played, which I really hope isn't the case. I mean, you literally have Ripper Docs. Why can't Ripper Docs reconstruct you? In our real life world, we have plastic surgeons. So you're telling me in the cyberpunk world of 2077 with all this advanced tech, they haven't gone past plastic surgery? They haven't even invented plastic surgery. They can't do anything? Come on. There better be a way of changing it, Cyberpunk. They only played 16 hours. I'm not holding it against you just yet, but I better be able to change my hair color. I better be able to, because I'm pretty picky. I I know, well, not really pretty picky. I wouldn't really care because I'm in first person, but I want to do like screenshots where character looks different, make thumbnails that look different, all that. I know today was like the big new trailer that just dropped, and everything's hyped about that. But I honestly didn't see much in it worth like going over or breaking down. It seemed like stuff we'd already seen before, which maybe was the point of it. Maybe people that didn't see the leak might have not seen like the opening Nomad. But yeah, I already saw all of this where I'll rewatch it and look for some things I might have missed or you guys might have missed, but generally I don't see anything worth covering. It's nice for the people that are playing on console to see how it runs and all, but personally for just these gameplay vids, actually I do have a critique vid coming out about it, but gameplay vids, hype vids, those type of things, I don't see anything in it. But I do have a critique vid, so those drop, always a day after the trailers drop, so the hype's gone, so I don't get wrecked, even though we always get wrecked after. So, tomorrow. Anyways, if you enjoy this vid, like it if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and you'd leave me in tears. I'd literally be drowning in my own tears at that point. I'm not even kidding you. I'm so sad. I'm just joking. Subscribe if you disliked it or liked it, because subscribing for more quality content, or you could subscribe to enjoy the content, or you can subscribe to make fun of the content. Like puts on really big smile. I didn't even realize this was 1 minutes long. It didn't seem like it should be that long. I think I just added in a couple of jokes that kind of hit I was about to say stratosphere, but I already made that joke. All right, peace. Enough. It's too long.